Okay, good. Yeah, and before we bring our guest on, we got Wayne's World RC, RC Jesus, Juicebox RC, and Tyler's in the house. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's Sunday, an off day, but we tried to start a little earlier, so people with families and kids, and we're not
Well,
going all night. So
no, that's a good point. We got to start the work week. It's going to be a busy week.
yeah, got that right.
Yeah. Well, we did make an announcement last week. Carryall is getting a lot closer. The light was at the end of the tunnel. We're tracking inventory. So this week will be those last little things. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle to bring the whole carry-all ship back and get it steered in the right direction again.
I think last night when I was fishing in the ocean, I think I saw your container ship. It had a big X on it.
Nice.
It's about 40 miles offshore, so soon.
Well, I sure hope that was our ship. We are ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, a Sunday night. I hope to wrap this up by 8:15. We're going to watch. The wife and I have a date night. We're going to watch a movie. I don't know if not to get too far off topic, but I watched a lot of movies this week. I'm going to give a shout out to 13 Lives. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but it's on Amazon Prime. It is the movie with those kids that got trapped in the cave last year. Dude, so good. And then I watched Prey, the Predator movie, with the Indian fighting Predator.
Yeah.
Bravo. And tonight is Black Phone. Ethan Hawke. Have you seen the previews for Black Phone?
I saw an advertisement.
Oh, yeah. It's on Peacock right now. Just saw it last night at like 11 o'clock. I'm like, no, I'm not starting a movie that late. But at 8 o'clock, we're going to start Black Phone. So I'm looking forward to that. But big shout out to our friends up north at Ledgestock, grinding all week long. I'm hoping to get some feedback. I've been trying to keep tabs on what they're doing. I know our good friend Jeff Johns from Rebel. Jeff made the trip. I'll be excited to hear some feedback, and I hope that the weather worked out, and I hope that the event was spot on for those guys.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I mean, Jeff was posting up some stuff. I was tracking it, and it looked like a pretty good event.
I sure hope that Ledgestock is one of those events that Trevor continues to throttle down, keep grinding, and keep it going. If you have it on your radar, the word on the street is Trevor puts in the work. Him and his crew, the RCEC family, they work hard, and they are trying to put on an amazing event for everyone. And it is one of those events that spans from micros to no prep drag racing. Of course, the crawling scene, those guys know how to grind. They get out there and beat the living snot out of their cars. It is not a scale adventure. You take your scale truck, but they work them. Your winch better work. I've been to a few of the RCEC events, Shred the Ledge, and local ones that they had here in Pennsylvania. And these guys, they put on one hell of a good show. So lots of love going up north, and Matt Kocher and the crew were down back at Hartford Rocks this weekend. Always lots of love back to our Operation 11 Charlie family.
That looked like Matt just joined us in the chat room. Matt, how you doing? Thanks for joining. I was tracking the pictures, and it looked like a nice event that night run up at Hartford. I always like Hartford. It's a good course, and I've been up there, and I want to go back sometime soon. They do a good job there. So
I sound like a broken record. I mention it every time, but the way that they have their comp crawl course right next to where the planes are flying, how they partnered with them, and then they put in a scale flight tower. Like, it's so freaking cool.
Cool place.
So bravo. good job out there to Matt and his crew out there at Hartford Rocks. Always sending love towards the Operation 11 Charlie guys and what Matt's doing down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's that time, Pete, that we start making an announcement towards our guest. RC Everyday, I think his YouTube channel sums it up brilliantly. RC Everyday sums it up perfectly. And if you are an RC Car Action subscriber, you will be familiar with this man from the Reader's Rides. He is no stranger to Reader's Rides. I was scrolling back through some of his Facebook page and through some of his older photos and just kind of reminiscing and seeing some of the stuff that he can do. Very talented builder. Yeah. And very approachable man too. So if you catch him at a USTE or maybe a Beat the Creek, this is a man, RC Everyday, a YouTuber, somebody that you're going to be familiar with. YouTube is wicked powerful, has a tremendous reach. So he is one of those booths that you're going to walk past at a USTA and recognize him. Oh, dude, you're the YouTube guy. And it's so cool to be able to walk up and just be able to, I'm not telling you to pick up his trucks and manhandle them, but you'll be able to walk up and check out his stuff in person. And it's kind of cool. And he likes that. I mean, be able to set up a booth and meet and greet people. Those are the kinds of guys that we need in the hobby like that.
Yeah, great. And yeah, I'm excited to learn more. And, you know, I follow his work and, you know, it's just awesome. And yeah, we'll bring him on. And, you know, if a lot of questions come up, you know, we'll pause and, you know, we'll try to get some questions to him. And then after, you know, we finish, we'll also give the word for the contest, the third word. We'll make sure we do that before we sign off. And let's bring him on, man.
Yeah. And Pete, we have a Rebel promo code that we can share again, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Are we actually putting that promo code? Are we writing? We'll come back to that. We have a legend in the house. Josh, how are you, sir?
We can't hear you.
I can't hear him. Hey, Josh. Oh, unmuted him. All right, there we go. I can hear him. I can hear him now.
All right. I'm doing pretty good. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you for taking the audible and joining us on a Sunday night. I know we threw you a curveball. You're like, are you sure? Are you sure? Isn't it supposed to be Saturday? No.
Yeah. RC every day, not just Saturday.
Bingo. Oh, where's the drum roll? That was a good one. So Josh, Mr. RC Everyday, I know you told me yesterday, what is this, 8 years, 8 years doing YouTube?
I think it's 7 years on the YouTube channel. We're pretty close.
Okay. So you're no stranger. You've worked through this a little bit. One of the things that you're doing a little bit different than what Peter and I tried here is you're not live, correct? You're doing filming and then posting the video, correct?
Yeah, I never do live stuff. It's
never,
especially builds. It's just too much to try.
Well, I wouldn't recommend live to my worst enemy. This is not easy. I mean, to go back during the week and have to rewatch me and the stupid shit that I say, it's not easy. I believe me, how many times I wish I could go back and edit, like, but it is what it is. So that's one of the key differences that we're using YouTube for right now. Is Pete and I thought, let's do a live show interview, and that wasn't even our original plan. Bringing guests on because we realized we needed to kill dead air. Like, we better fill it with somebody more entertaining. But you get a chance to shoot video during the week and then post it. So this is your full-time gig. Is that correct? I mean, it's got to be taking up a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, it did. The first almost 6 years of it, I worked a full-time job in a factory and did this all the nights and weekends. That's why I'm still single. And yeah, so now I finally, the housing market's crazy. You know, the whole world's crazy right now. And I sold my house, quit my job, and cashed out while things were good. And I'm just doing this and having fun and seeing where we end up, you know, getting able to focus on just doing this it's taken me about 5 months to get the hang of and get comfortable without having that cushion of the monthly paycheck kind of deal. But
right.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun actually now that I'm comfortable with it.
Okay. Well, bravo to you. That is a leap of faith, and you're living a dream of most men, I'm sure. But again, I know it's not easy, so I give you all the credit in the world. I know a few of us will joke around once in a while.
Did he freeze up?
Yeah.
People see it as, oh, you got that for free. Well, we understand the deadlines and the pressure and anxiety and stress of getting this video out. So doing what you do, you make it look easy, but it's not.
Well, there's a lot less free stuff than you would think.
Well, and very fair point.
Yeah, I get that all the time. I mean, I just filmed a video yesterday where I spent $600 on electronics for a build, and I showed the receipt. I'm like, I don't get this stuff for free. Like, I'm not just, people don't just bless me with parts. I still have to pay the bills. I still have to make product, and that's the only way I make money right now is through the YouTube, ads, things like that. So that's my job, the way I look at it. So if I don't have content, I don't have money. So whether I've got to pay for it or I'm working with companies and I get some things donated or, you know, to do product releases and stuff like that. Yeah. But
it's a help.
Yeah, it's a help. It's very, I mean, I know everybody thinks YouTubers make a bunch of money when you got a bunch of subscribers and stuff. I make $500 a month, maybe. Even at the level that I'm at, it's taken me so long to get there. It's not much.
Yep, it's not much. Well, let's slide off a topic here. Maybe you're not familiar with this, but Instagram. Are you getting paid by Instagram right now?
No, they had a big snafu 2 weeks ago where they decided they were going to go full on with the Reels, become a video platform. And I had applied for monetization and I got approved, and it never would give me the functionality of it. And then they backpedaled because some of the famous people didn't like having to actually make videos on Instagram. So now I don't make anything on Instagram. I never have. But you know, it's still there. It's still open. I've emailed their tech support about it and stuff. Just trying to, you know, any little revenue source is a revenue source. It doesn't matter.
Correct.
You're small, you know.
Well, that's probably a perfect setup for what I'm getting at. What I had heard, and I don't know if this is a fact, the rumor, what was told to me through an Instagram account, is a $200 maximum cap each month. So if you might have a $20,000 purse of built up in your Instagram account, you're only going to get $200 for that month. And even if you close out your Instagram account, you're only going to get 200 until that's all gone. And they said that's exactly the reason why these Instagram kids today are running 3, 4, 5 different Instagram channels because they can collect 200 from each one. Have you ever heard that before?
I haven't heard that, but it makes sense. They always do everything. It's the same thing with TikTok. I've been trying to get monetized on TikTok, and they, you know, at first it was 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 hours of viewed time a month, and then since I got to there, oh, it's 7,000, and I got to 7,000. Now it's 10,000. It's just they're always raising the bar.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're on TikTok also?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you. So it's not easy now. So you're Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Peter, you're going to have a whole lot of stuff to put in the description and all these links to this stuff. Pity you later.
Well,
wow.
I just send everybody to YouTube.
Okay.
All of the links for everything are on the YouTube homepage.
Okay.
If they want to go there, they want to go there. I don't try to push people to stuff. I'm not trying to push, you know, views and trying to hit numbers and stuff. I think actually right before we started this live chat, I finally hit 80,000 on YouTube.
You did get there. All right. Congrats.
Whether it'll be there tomorrow, we don't know, because they take some away and then they give some back and then they take some away. So it's always up and down. But yeah, we hit that just an hour ago. So
well, that's a solid number. 80 grand. Wow. Good for you.
But that's the thing that I found with all these social media platforms. I get people that I don't watch YouTube. I follow you on Instagram, and I get people on Instagram. Well, I don't watch YouTube. I don't deal with that. And I got TikTok people like, what's YouTube? It's like, there's a whole world for each platform. And it's strange, but I've got a different group of people on every platform.
No, it's a valid point. There are people that like despise Facebook. I don't want any part of it. Only on Instagram and you see there's an audience on every platform. So what I want to know, who is RC Everyday off of YouTube? So like, where does your hobby begin? We know 7 years ago you came to YouTube, but how long have you been doing custom builds, and how long have you been RC Everyday?
I'd say been since about 95.
Okay. Wow.
I got my first hobby grade. Well, it started with Radio Shack. I got a Radio Shack thing. It was like something Warrior. It was a Hilux body, but it was kind of a 12th scale, smaller deal. And I took all the plastic coat hangers in the house and melted them with a lighter and tried to make roll bars and things for it, stuff like that. And then, yeah, it just finally got into some hobby grade stuff. And I never fit in with the stuff I had. I had a Tamiya on-road car, had an RC10 T2 stadium truck, and I always wanted it to look more real. That was my main focus. I wanted it to be like a real car. And I mean, I was the kid, I was like Joe Dirt sitting in the well. I'm sitting there reading Auto Traders every Saturday morning. I'd go get one, and I'm looking at cars. I knew cars inside and out. I knew everything about cars. And I wanted to make my toys as real as I could. And that's kind of where it all spawned from. And I've been in and out of the hobby, through growing up in your 20s. You go through the party phase, and you get 16, you get the real car, and you don't care about the toys anymore and stuff like that. So it's been in and out. But around 2005 or so, I got real into it when the Tamiya high lifts came out. And I had a couple of those, and I was dying for something smaller than a 1.9 wheel, and then everything just kind of started developing. And then the TF2 came out, and the SEX10s, and everything just started rolling. The crawler thing kind of brought the modelist to the RC hobby. And then that's when everything just kind of clicked for me, and I knew, all right, this is where I need to be.
So do you have a go-to platform? If you want to do a build, are you a leaf spring guy? And what is your go-to platform? Are you a TF2 guy or SEX10, or does it matter?
It's not that cut and dry, really. I mean, if I'm going to build a crawler, I'll probably start with a TF2. That's kind of my out of the box thing, not because I just love leaf springs or anything like that. It's just the most realistic chassis. Everything's metal. Leaf springs are scale. It's got a transfer case, transmission. It's got drive shafts. Everything's as realistic as you could possibly get. So that's kind of, my go-to. But it's gotten to the point now, after so many years, I've got 3 amazing TF2s. I'm looking at doing a 4th right now, but it's kind of like just kicking a dead horse at this point. Because then, I get to the building the rat rods and things, and it's like, well, how can I improve upon that? What can I do different? What can I make out of this and this and this? And that's kind of where the channel really took off. I got to a certain subscribership, and then I got bored. I had 3 RC 4-wheel drive Delon 2s.
Oh, perfect. Here we go.
Then I started just building from scratch and making things work for what I wanted. And that's when things kind of really took off.
So, Josh, do you have a 3D printer?
No, I hate 3D printing. I cannot do it. I can only design with fires and hammer. I cannot design on a computer with a mouse and a keyboard. I've tried it. I had a partnership with Shapeways for a little while, and they actually had somebody from Autodesk come show me how to use Fusion 360. We did an hour-long tutorial video, and I couldn't get it. It makes sense, but it doesn't work the way I think.
All right. So, wow, you just blew my mind there. So are you getting anything 3D printed, or this is all scratch built?
No, like all my rat rod bodies are 3D printed.
Okay. So do you work with someone then that prints it for you?
Did for a while. He quit doing the hobby altogether, quit printing RC.
Okay. Okay.
But, I have a friend in South Africa, Awesome Designs, and he's the one. I found his rat rod truck cab on the internet, and I found it on Shapeways, and I printed it out, and I started building my number 2 rat rod, and that was really the first fully scratch built chassis and everything I did. And he hit me up, and we've been friends for it's been 6 or so years now, and we've done a lot of collaborations. If I just kind of give him an idea, I mean, he's in South Africa, so he's got a whole different world around him. I told him I wanted a Buick Nailhead V8, very unique engine. The valve covers are flat across the top. It's got a ridiculous looking water pump, and he designed one, and it's like 7 or 8 pieces and prints. I haven't got to print one out and actually build with it yet, but we do a lot of stuff like that, and he's just a great guy to work with.
So obviously you've become known sort of for your rat rod, right? Like that I've seen it now in RC Car Action, Reader's Rides. The one at the top in your cover page there on your YouTube channel, that's the one that I always recognize. Is that your favorite? Is that the showpiece? That's
the face of the brand, really.
Okay.
That's number 2. That was the second one I ever built, and that was the first full scratch built chassis that I made out of like square tubing. Just kind of made it the way I wanted.
Josh, when we were at I believe it was Beat the Creek, didn't somebody, maybe one from your YouTube channel, give you like a mini replica of this one?
Yes, he did. I actually have that right up here. I can get it out without breaking it.
Okay, this is pretty cool. So this is like a fan of, did you know this person, or
he had sent me pictures of this on Instagram.
Okay.
He actually made a Hot Wheels sized replica.
Wow. That is so cool.
Wow.
And I use it in the scale garage with Bob Ross working on it like it's his RC car. And
I love it. That is sick.
Yeah, that's one of those moments when you really appreciate, what you're doing and how that affects people, and when people come up to you and do stuff like that. And then he gave it to me. I was just blown away. That was fantastic at Beat the Creek. So
awesome.
Yeah, this is a great channel. Nice layout. You're still at 80 as of now. So.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, fingers crossed we're there tomorrow.
I hear everybody in the comments talking about unsubscribing. So
yeah. And that's interesting you say that, like on Instagram, and you could have a certain number and it's like the algorithm. I mean, it changed. I almost feel like it changes by like the hour, the half hour. I mean, you could have 3,000 followers, then you have 2,980, and then it goes up to 3,017 the next day. I mean, it's
just been up and down all week. I've been close to 80,000 3 times now. So this is the first time I've actually broken over it. But they take 20 away and then give me 15 back in the morning, and then they take 20 away the next day and give me 12 back, and it's just I don't know what their computers are doing. They're just playing games. But.
The whole thing is sketchy. We always tell the heartbreak story of a kid on Instagram, RC Lemonade. I don't know if you ever met this kid. He really blew up Instagram a few years ago before the reels took off, but he was doing a lot of like 30-second, 1-minute clips, bashing and drifting. He had a Hoonigan replica truck that he built. Good stuff. He hits up to 80,000 people on Instagram, and they canceled his account. They literally took his Instagram account away. Now they sent him an email telling him like he violated one of their rules and he had to do something. So he answered the email, made the correction, but trying to communicate with anyone through YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, forget about it. It was a lost cause, and the kid's nowhere today. He tried 2 or 3 times to rebuild and come back, and it was a nightmare. And I just feel bad that can be taken away that quickly.
And it like crushed him. I mean, we tried to get him back. Mike reached out to him to try to keep him in the hobby, and it just crushed him.
It did.
It went from 80,000 down to canceled, down to nothing, and off the grid. I mean,
wow, check out this garage. So is this a custom built scale garage that we're looking at here?
This is my temporary one. So
okay.
It's only 2 by 2 feet. My other one is about 5 by 4 feet.
Wow.
And since I sold my house and moved, I don't have a place to really set up the full studio. So I'm just staying with family right now.
Yep.
I'm in one bedroom with all of my boxes, and I've got this little garage. So I have some kind of backdrop that's scale and realistic.
Were you married before, Josh, when you had your house, or were you single? Okay.
I got married when I was 18, and I got divorced shortly thereafter.
Okay.
So yeah, been single for a while.
Single for a while. Hear this, ladies. we have an RC nerd single.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm chatting with hot babes on the internet right now. We'll see how that goes.
But no, this is a great channel.
It is
really nice.
I got a little bit of everything, you know. It's
yeah.
The scratch builds, the crawler stuff. Event coverage has been one of my biggest things since this year. Since I quit my job, I've actually been able to go to more events. It's getting tight now with, you know, the gas prices and things, but I've hit more events this year than I hit the entire rest of my life. So it's been an amazing time, and I met so many people that, I mean, people come up and they're freaking out meeting me. I'm like, what? Hey, how's it going? Like, I don't know how to deal with that, but I've got some really good friends all over the country now, and it's just fantastic, man. These events have been, every one of them, I've got at least 2 or 3 new kind of close friends out of it. People that have been watching a long time, and they just never really reach out and say anything. And then when you meet them in person, they just, you know, I try to be a regular person. I'm not, you know, they're all starstruck and I'm just a regular guy. And it's like, they just kind of hit it off. So we always end up being good friends about it. I've been talking since Beat the Creek. I've got about 3 people that I've been talking to pretty much on a weekly basis. You know, I consider them close friends. I'm looking at moving up there now too. So
nice.
Well, I think you said it perfectly there, Josh, is one of the reasons I thought it'd be good to bring you on as a guest is actually see the lighter side of Josh, meaning the scripted, edited, posted video of you is one version, but being able to come on, chill out, talk live, let people know, hey, I am that guy. You come up and say hello, come and hang out, because you can definitely get almost starstruck at some of these events. First year going to USTE, I was in like this shock and awe, like, wait a minute, seeing certain trucks that you've always seen posted on Facebook or Instagram, and like, oh, I know that one. And then being able to get to meet the person that built it. And it's listen, the RC community is probably some of the coolest people around. And you're the perfect example of it, Josh. You're that guy that you can get around and meet, and you just might happen to be in costume. You might be lucky enough to catch him in a good moment when he's dressed up as Woody and hanging out with Buzz Lightyear. You'll do anything for a laugh, I guess.
That's funny. So Jeremy, a big squid, everybody knows Jeremy Griffith. Our first years at USDE was his first big event, my first big event. And we go out there and they treat us like we're celebrities. And me and him are both just kind of shell shocked because it's our first event. That was my first event ever.
Which one?
So we just really bonded. We just kind of like, we're just kindred spirits almost. And yeah, so we're out there and everybody's like coming up and, oh, I know those hands. They know my tattoos on my hands, you know, because I never showed my face on camera before that. And yeah, it was such an awesome experience because people were coming up shell shocked with us, and we're shell shocked by all the stuff that we're seeing. But yeah, that event is definitely a totally different caliber. When we get the Canadians back next year, coming down the GCM guys and all that bunch, I mean, we're never going to win a trophy. Those guys have had two years longer than us to get ready for it.
They're coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Hold your hands up for what is it? Love and pain.
Love and pain.
Nice.
They go hand in hand.
And what we got up the forearm too?
I got
flames up there. Nice.
Not quite right, but long story.
I've got a date. Like that's next. I've got to get something on the forearms, the hands, a piece on the neck yet. I've got a couple more before.
But I can't show TV.
They're addicting. You know, the very first one I ever got, you know, the tattoo artist is like, it might be one, but you'll definitely be back. No, one and done. It's like, we'll see you again in 6 months.
Now back at about like 15 years ago, I was real into the hot rod and rat rod stuff. So my real car I had was a 58 Chevy, and I've had 3 in the last 20 years, and I've never been able to finish one because I've always had something happen in life, and lose a job or get a divorce was the first one. And so I always get rid of them. So I was like, I need something to kind of commemorate that part of my life. So I've got a giant 56 Ford V8 emblem on my stomach.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and it's shaded. It was done by a pretty well-renowned artist here out of Texas. And yeah, that's just kind of commemorate my rat rod phase, even though it's still not out of my system yet, because I don't want to forget where don't want to forget where he came from. It's like I got love right after my divorce. I was in love again, and then 6 months later I got pain because I remember they go together.
Brilliant. Yeah, the tattoos better mean something.
Because you're stuck with them.
Yeah.
So do you got any projects coming up? Anything for us to look out for? Any collaboration projects or anything you could talk about? Or
I'm looking at some stuff I can't talk about.
Okay.
all right.
I've had a really I've had relationships with some RC companies and things like that, but I had one actually kind of just happen naturally with Sin Racing.
Oh.
So I went to an actual car show here in Dallas Fort Worth about 3 weeks ago, and I met the VP of operations for Sin Racing.
Oh,
And
wow.
man, he's just we hit it off. He's a total engineering nerd, just like me. We were just geeking out over suspension setups and stuff like that. So now I have a really good relationship with them. They've got some awesome stuff coming out real soon. I just did a whole bunch of videos on the F450, adding all of their billet accessories and things like that.
Wow.
They've got a lot of cool products I didn't even know about. I've had that F450 for a couple of years now. It's just kind of a tow rigs around and stuff like that. But yeah, we really fixed it up. And the last video in that build series comes out Tuesday. And then, we got some more stuff coming next month. So, but it was kind of my first big deal it just happened naturally. It was fluid and we just hit it off and things were awesome. So yeah, looking forward to a lot of stuff with Sin Racing.
It's a great platform. I've seen a lot of aftermarket support and some really cool tricked out options.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely one that should be in everybody's fleet.
It really should, because it's the perfect tow truck. Everybody needs a truck to pull their crawler, drift car, whatever it is around.
So we got a question that came in.
What's that?
Matt Kutcher said, "Ask Josh about his Sen. He's going crazy with it."
There he is. We're talking about perfect.
Yeah, that's sitting right here. Actually, so that other video.
Wow.
So we've got all the billet stuff, the billet arms. I even went through and put scale chrome bolts all the way down the chassis. But this thing is a beast, and you put a rear locker in it, not a front, and it's an amazing drift car. This will outdrift any touring car I have.
Wow.
Yeah, they got some really, really high end. Their machine work. They that's one thing that Sin Racing he was telling me about. They don't do any manufacturing in China. They only do Taiwan. So the quality is just top notch. And then he sent me the stuff, and I'm like, it's very high quality stuff. So
wow.
I confirm what he said. Taiwan is superior to China manufacturing.
But see, this is perfect because these are companies that we love to get behind and support. When someone like you can give it a nod and be like, nah, this is a company doing it right. And I mean, we got behind Rebel. We loved what Rebel was doing. We, loved the story behind the brand. So you pushed me in the direction to pull a trigger on a Sen truck. I was teetering on the fence. I need a tow truck. And there's no shortage of cool options and different directions you want to go. Love it.
Yeah, and that was the coolest thing out there at the truck show. We're all driving our trucks around, and we go up to their new F450s have the KG1 wheels, brand of wheels, make those giant billet dualies. And so here I am rolling up to the KG1 booth with KG1 wheels, you know, with the vice president of Sin Racing. It was a really cool weekend. I had the 110 Rod Shop with me.
Wow.
And then Jay, they make all the scale grills and lights and light kits and stuff. I mean, that their stuff is insane. We're hoping to get something hooked up with that pretty soon because I mean, they're local to me. They're my buddies. They live up here in DFW as well.
Okay, and they were connected to Crawler and Customs.
Yeah, Crawler and Custom. He was out there with us too.
Great people.
Yeah, on the back of his 6x6 driving around up there at the booth too.
Well, okay, perfect. Those were the ones I was referring to with the aftermarket support.
Yep,
I mean,
and it's not like big company aftermarket. These are all little companies. They're all just, I mean, Crawlers and Customs, just him and his wife. 110 shops, him and his wife and their kids. That's they make everything in house.
Wow. And there's no shortage of ideas and things coming from them. Good stuff, great company.
And that's what's cool about like being friends with 110 Rod Shop is I did all these videos and I'm working with Sin now. So he's like, well, hey, what else do you think? And I'm like, well, we could do this. We could do one of these. We need to make some of these that are nicer quality, you know, and his stuff is a step above the regular 3D printed quality. He's got commercial quality prints. So hopefully have some new cool products coming.
I forget, I'm getting the events mixed up now. I'm not sure if it was USTE or Beat the Creek. It was probably USTE if I'm not mistaken. Like literally they took you through a guided tour of the quality. Like, let me show you what is out there and let me show you what we do. And you can see it spot on. They really put some time into the design and the quality is there. Oh yeah,
Dustin's he's an amazing designer. His problem is he just can't keep up with his own ideas. He's just constantly innovating.
Yeah.
But hopefully he is supposed to be going full time with the hobby, so he can actually get some stuff.
I mean, there's so many. This was the motorcycle hitch lift. I have so much cool stuff that I got from USTE from those guys. It's not just send stuff. They do all kinds of cool stuff.
I think the motorcycle thing is the Crawlers and Customs item.
It is. But got familiar with both of them, 110 and Crawlers and Customs. Good stuff. I'm glad we talked about Sen. That is exciting. I knew we were going to learn something tonight. I just knew it.
Now you just wait. I've got about 10 videos pre-filmed and ready to go, and about 4 or 5 of them are Sin Racing related. So
fantastic. I was late to this whole YouTube thing, and I'm still fighting it. I'm still paying a $300 a month cable bill. So I haven't cut the cord yet. And so we pay cable. So I'm not that guy. I'm not going to go stream on YouTube if I'm paying the cable man. But my kids, they're on their phone, just watching YouTube. And like I said, I've been late to this party, but I'm learning quickly. YouTube is wicked powerful. And it's a great resource for something, you know, a niche hobby or a DIY project, or you get a new dishwasher. Who's reading instructions anymore? I'm going around YouTube.
Go to YouTube for like most of your
for everything.
Like, because I've been doing camping overlanding stuff with my land in Oklahoma. I've got, and I actually got sponsors for product reviews and stuff for that as well. So I've got that on my channel. But anytime I've needed to know anything, it's YouTube. You just go to YouTube. I've rebuilt my 03 Chevy truck that I sold recently. That everything I learned was on YouTube. I don't have cable. I haven't had Netflix in 2 years. I don't watch anything other than
just YouTube.
Yeah. I've got my core channels that I follow, and most of the time I can barely keep up with them because I'm too busy making my own.
So when you go to do a video, is it what you want to do, or is it comments and from the video before somebody asking you a question and then you're like, oh, maybe I better do a video on that? Or is it all what you're working on, what you want to do?
Most of the time it's just wherever I want to go.
Okay.
I can't build or do anything without that creative freedom. So I worked in a factory building trucks. I hated it, but I learned a lot. And that's just how it is. And that's why I can't build rat rods for people. I get asked all the time, people trying to pay me ridiculous amounts of money to build them a rat rod. And I did one for RC 4-wheel drive for a giveaway a couple years ago. And they gave me 6 months to build it. And last month I built it, and I could have spent another 6 months finishing it. Because when it's not for me, when it's not my vision and my passion and my only goal, I just can't do it. So that's why people get mad at me, because I won't build them a rat rod. Because as soon as I do, I actually had a famous rapper message me on Instagram with 1.5 million followers, and he was like, I need one of these. I need it fast. I need this. And I didn't respond, because I can't build it to fit your idea of what RC car, because in his mind, he's thinking Traxxas Slash that looks realistic. And I can't make one of these actually function and work like that. I actually had Mike Finnegan, Roadkill. He messaged me when I did my ramp truck, the square body, and he wanted me to build him a Roadkill ramp truck, but he needed to do smoky burnouts. I'm like, well, one, RC cars don't really do smoky burnouts. It's going to be, and I went through an entire parts list. I had Wes Braswell, Wesmade.
Yep.
He was going to do the crew cab conversion for me. I had everything priced out, and it was going to be like $1,200. And I wasn't going to charge him labor. It was like, bro, you just show this on Roadkill, and I'm good. Like, I don't need anything. And I never heard from him again, because it was going to be like $1,200. Like, these aren't toys. These are
right.
These are functioning scale models, and to be as realistic as and everything that they want at my level, it just wasn't going to be a cheap endeavor.
Well, 1,200 sounds cheap.
It was cheap. I was losing money on that deal, but I was just really on being promoted, getting out, more people seeing and bringing more people into the hobby, and at this, scale realistic level.
Do you have a Impala or anything from RC 4-wheel drive in the lowrider realm?
I don't anymore.
You did have one? I
had a 64, the Red Cat 64, and I did everything I could with it. That was kind of a big, it was funny. It was my mom saw me buy that. It's like $650. That's ridiculous. And then that proceeded to be like my biggest next 10 videos for the channel ever, was doing that and doing mods to it and making it hop better and making it set lower and doing all these things. And it worked out great for the channel. And I'd spent like $300 on some custom wheels, and I just sold everything off, because I'm like, this will never be at the level that I need to envision it at. And I can't take it any further, because I'm not skilled enough. Well, so I just kind of walked away from it.
Well said, because if you navigate like the private Facebook page, like, dude, what they're doing, it makes me not even want to start. I'm like, what? The real one-to-one lowrider guys have gotten into the 60 scale stuff, and I can't engrave. I don't have a steady enough hand to engrave. I can't do chrome plating, gold plating. There was no way to compete. And it just kind of lost its luster for me, because those guys were doing, I've always been a lowrider fan. My mom didn't understand when I was 15, and I had lowrider magazines posted on my walls, because it's impressive. The amount of stuff they do is just beautiful, amazing stuff. And I can't operate at that level, but it sure is cool to look at them do it. Yeah. I love stopping by on Facebook and just scrolling through. I'm like, wow, impressive. These guys are killing it.
Oh, they've gone nuts with that. And they just released that convertible version. It was some guy that owns a flannel company, his replica of his real 64 convertible. And it's like $700 or $800, and it's got a gold-plated chassis and chrome this and gold bumper. It's just insane, the stuff they're doing. I give them props for that, because they found a market that wasn't tapped with the RC stuff, and that the Red Cat hit a home run with that one.
Yeah. In general, you mean Red Cat hit a home run releasing that platform?
Yeah, that platform is
that's my ride right there.
I think you said it great, because I had this debate a couple times with people saying, you know what, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna wait on the Impala. I think it's gonna be a fad. I think it's gonna be one and done. It'll be gone. It'll blow over. And we stood back, and I'm like, you missed it. They've already hit this ball out of the park already, because someone like Snoop Dogg with their 1.5 million followers on Instagram, it just takes one of them guys to post about it, and it blows up. So Yeah, the right people got behind that truck or lowrider, and yeah, home run.
It was just an untapped market because those
Yep.
guys love customizing everything. They don't care if it's their socks or it's their 64 model. They will customize it. And then they gave them a 1/10 scale option and they just went crazy.
Crazy. Nah, good stuff. Love it.
That's what I'm hoping for right now is I've got my fingers crossed that eventually some company is going to come along and realize the value of this rat rod thing. This rat rod thing that I've started with, I mean, it's an entire, I mean, I got hashtags, I've got everything, and nobody makes anything for this. It's all got to be handmade. And eventually some company's going to be like, you know what, maybe we should make a rat rod kit.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
I've got files, I've got designs, I've got designers, I've got everything behind it. I've got rights to prints, I've got everything. I'm just waiting on the time to strike when the market is ready for it.
Brilliant. So Josh, do you do anything else besides RC cars? Or I'm looking for, do you fly RC airplanes, drone, nothing like that?
No, just cars and
Cars. Okay.
trucks. That's it.
Photography has to be a huge part of what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Video edit and what is your preferred for taking photos? Are you just using your cell phone or do you have a big camera setup?
I've been Nikon DSLR for a long time.
Okay. So you had a photography background or know-how? I'm so impressed how much RC and photography like go together now.
Yeah, and it all is just kind of a culmination of a bunch of places I've been in life. That's kind of my whole history is I've been all over the place. My life is
Okay.
a train wreck of beautiful disasters happening at different times. So it's like I dated a girl who had a film major. So
Okay.
I came from photography. I did some wedding photography with my sister a couple times, and I was storm chasing, taking storm pictures while you're hanging out the window of a car going into a tornado, but fun stuff like that. So I knew a little about photo editing and stuff like that. And then I dated a girl who had a film major, never did anything with it, but taught me a little bit about it. And that's kind of what the day is I realized when I started the channel, I was like, I've got this DSLR, it shoots 1080. Like, why not? I'm going to film what I'm doing, throw it on YouTube, see what happens. And then I've just kind of self-taught everything that I do. I mean, I'm still using the free iMovie software that comes on Mac computer.
Really? Okay.
I don't use any expensive stuff. My camera's 12 years old now. I just had to put a new lens on it because it broke on my way back from Kentucky.
Wow. So do you have different lenses is that you going through changing out lenses?
No. I mean,
Okay.
It's pretty much a stationary process here. A little bit zoom, a little bit zoom in and zoom out. There's not a whole lot to it. I've got an 18 or 200 millimeter lens on a DSLR. My factory one was 18 to 100 and it worked a lot better, but I couldn't get one in time. I had videos to film. I had stuff I had to get out. So I had to get an off-brand lens, but yeah. And for like thumbnails and Instagram and stuff, it's all just phone. These stupid phones take the better video. They take better pictures. It's ridiculous what these
we were at a wedding last weekend and two photographers are there, a guy and a girl, each end of the church doing their thing. And the guy's there, he's got 3 cameras hanging off of his neck, different lengths. He's cycling through these things, taking pictures. He literally stops, reaches in his back pocket and takes his phone out. And he starts clicking with his phone. I'm like, why on earth? He's like, dude, my phone takes just as good photos as the rest.
Yeah.
And he's like, forget carrying all this crap around. So if you don't have camera equipment, do not be discouraged, people. Your camera, take your camera right here. And
it's amazing. My wife and I, we bought a Nikon, right? We bought one of those combo kits. And, we used to take it on every vacation. And as the iPhones got better with the camera technology, I mean, I have the 13 Pro Max. I do all my photos with this thing. I mean, it just takes, we don't even bring the Nikon anymore. It sits in a box for years because the iPhone takes, my wife refuses to learn it. She's like, why am I going to learn this whole camera? It's like a new technology, the Nikon's, what settings and the iPhone, man. She's got like 30,000 photos. I mean, it works.
Yep. And that's the thing with like I don't know. I had I did that for a while. It's kind of a rookie move when you get DSLR and then you like get in the film. So I had a 35 millimeter. I had a 120 millimeter film camera. I got stupid into it. And you just end up spending a whole bunch of money for a bunch of crappy pictures. And you can just have your phone and take better ones than most people can.
Right.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Josh, I think we could talk all night long. Pete, do you have any questions for him?
No, I think I think it was good, man. It was great. I know the name. It's good to see the face. For me, I followed all your work, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Very impressive, leading the way. A lot of good comments, and we can go back when we repost it, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I wish you all the luck, man. You do great things and help shape the community, man. A lot of nice builds and a lot of positive energy, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Well said, Pete.
That's the thing too, is I get messages all the time, all day, every day about I'm trying to build a rat rod, or I'm trying to do this, or I need Trail Finder 2 help. I answer everything that I get. It's a legitimate question. So if anybody's got any questions with crawlers or custom builds or anything like that, hit me up. I got nothing else to do. I RC every day. That's literally all I do.
Love it.
Ask me
what you an RC girl.
Love it. Good for you, Josh. Good for you, and thank you for everything that you do. Please get out there, RC every day like this man. Go follow him on YouTube. Support the cause. Keep doing your thing, Josh. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, man.
No problem, brother. It's fun.
All right. Be well.
Pete, one of the good guys right there. One of the freaking good guys. I'll tell you what, I can't wait till the next time we're all together again. It might be January or February now, USTE. Maybe, yeah, probably in all realistically, it's probably going to be somewhere like that, I'm sure. But we have something to look forward to. In the meantime, yeah, I know there's a lot of good stuff going on. We keep in touch behind the scenes and little projects here and there. We'll keep in close contact with that man. We got a great guest next week. I almost can barely contain myself. Pete, I need you to tease next week's guest.
All right. I hope he's still in the chat room.
Is he here tonight?
Yeah, he's here tonight.
Nuh-uh.
So I'm just going to tease a little. So watch the screen.
Do it.
Watch the screen.
Oh, so good, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, and let me tell you, this guy.
What a small world, though. That you went.
I mean, we got to tell that quick story. I'm watching the clock for you, but yeah. So just so everybody knows, I was on an auction site, and Mike knows I have a tendency just to buy random things, and I'm looking at these speakers, and I'm like, man, I need these in my scale garage. I mean, these things look so cool, so simple, LED lighting, sound good. I said, you know what, let me put a bid in. And anybody that knows you do those auction sites usually get outbid. And I actually won. He was very nice to work with. I got him. I reached out to Mike right away. I was like, yo, man, you ever hear of this, man? Look at this thing, man. I was playing, I don't know, AC/DC.
No.
He's like, yeah, I know this guy. And then they came in the mail. Set him up. It was so easy. He soldered the connector of the light bulb I needed. And yeah, these things are awesome. So I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to ruin it for anybody that knows them.
No, next week will be good. If you're into audio, if you're that guy on the trail that needs the Bluetooth sound, the sub bass coming from your crawler, if you're that guy, this is going to be the show for you. From SCX6 to 10 scale to 24 scale, the guy's doing audio for all the platforms. And now Peter's got audio in his scale garage. Yeah, mobile, and it doesn't even have to stay in scale garage. I mean, at the end of the day,
throw a Powerhobby lipo on it and you're good to go.
Battery.
But yeah, ever since I made that post, I got people messaging me on the side. He's like, where can I get this? This is so cool. The lights change. And so, yeah, it was a home run on that, man.
I love the fact that the LEDs are in there. And like you said, the ordering, the ordering process is brilliant. You it comes right back to, all right, what color do you want the box to be?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
custom,
what color LED do you want inside? You know, the whole thing you're just catered to, and you feel like, oh wow, the red carpet was just rolled out for me. Like I feel super duper special. It's like, you know, he's not the only company to do it. I told him, I was like, this is like ordering from Joe Rope or Lit LED or ordering from Carryall. This is how we do it. They're like, hey, we'll hold your hand, we'll give you something custom. So there's your little teaser. Next week will be good. I can't wait. We're going to get some rockin' tunes on. We'll play some samples. And the sad part is none of that stuff does it justice. Hearing it in real life, hearing it through the audio of your computer, it's not the same thing. But still, we'll learn a little bit more about the company, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. Do you want me to put the Rebel code in the chat?
I do. I want you not to. Is it easy enough that you can say it? Because I don't think it's fair for somebody to just come along and just read it in our description. I mean, this is a dope ass promo code shared by Jeff to us, and I think if you sat through the show, you should get this Rebel RC code. And if it's easy enough for you to tell them, then that's how. If you sat through the show, you're welcome.
Yeah, so this is a code, like Mike said, Jeff gave 10% off on each item purchased, which was very nice of Jeff. And so rebel.com and RadRC show, all caps. You'll get 10% off on each item you purchase. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Rebel. Thank you, everybody that stayed on to watch the whole show. So, yeah, check out Rebel's website. Definitely cool stuff. He's got a variety of products. Scale stuff coming in, posted on the site. So thank you, Jeff.
I have a little secret here, something Rebel related, Pete. So I'm redoing the interior in my Rebel. You know, I 3D printed one earlier, but I came across this interior. I was like, dude, I could do this thing inside my RebelCon, right? And have the full blown cage inside and, you know, front and rear seat. But if I zoom in close enough here, the little hidden Easter egg, if I zoom in and you can see the logo right on these seats. Now, this is from an SCX-10 that I bought 8 years ago. But right on these seats, it says Rebel.
Huh.
Rebel, because Rebel is a legit one-to-one aftermarket manufacturer of accessories for your Jeep. That hidden little Easter egg was on the SCX-10 the entire time, and I never caught it before. So what a great little bonus. Once I get this thing inside my RebelCon, it will actually say Rebel on the seats of my car.
Look at this. I actually have it.
There you go. Look at that. Bullseye.
I never even
noticed it, right?
That's funny. Yeah,
right. So I hacked this thing up. It's going inside the RebelCon. You have to do a little mod because of the rear tower. The body posts are up here. So I just removed the one piece that was here. A little bit more work, and we're getting a little closer on that. I've got a few things on the workbench this week. I've been hacking away on this.
Can I give another teaser for our future show? Pretty excited about these.
Oh yes, hold them babies up.
So
we got.
So this was a little.
They're hot, dude.
Yeah, another scale mail. Mike and I are going to do a full. You know, we're going to carve out some time on a future show to go over these. They're selling really good. Check out the element axles on Treal's website. They're doing pretty well actually. But once Mike gets, we're going to do. Once he gets a set, we'll take a deeper dive. We got some good stuff coming up, and let's not forget the word too.
Well, yeah, I guess we're running a little late here. So yes, Treal. Treal has been doing very, very well right now. On the FMS stuff. All right.
I mean, I can't even the last drop the other day at 10 o'clock at night.
How many items?
7, maybe 9, I think.
Wow.
Drive shafts, every every part for the FCX is almost, they're working on transmission gears. That's a popular item that people have been requesting, and that's actually being done right now. But they have drive shafts now, aluminum options, you name it. I mean, they just did it. Shocks they're working on. Mike and I were talking about. I mean, go to the FMS page on Treal's website. I mean, you'll be blown away. And the color options, every single, the colors you want are there.
It's exciting. And this is probably just the start of, any other future truck coming. I mean, this is a perfect segue. The future looks very good. So bravo, Treal. Continue showing that aftermarket love to all the brands. We love seeing what you're doing with FMS. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
and there's some people in the chat room saying they already got, Matt said he's got the element axles installed.
Nice.
Size matters, ordered everything.
I wonder what color, did Matt say what color he got?
You could probably type it in. I think he got black.
Black. And am I getting the silver? Is that how
Yeah,
we did
well,
it?
we could
One of
switch the
each?
diffs if
All
you
right.
want. I mean,
Well,
whatever you
no, I
want.
think it's a great idea. I would love to switch the pumpkin covers between the two different brands. I think the black with the silver and the, I think it'd be a sick move.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But listen, that truck up there screaming for some element aluminum.
Yeah, I think I think they came out really good, and
They
the
do.
hype on the Element chat rooms, it's mixed feedback. The diehard Element guys that love their plastic stock stuff, they might not change, but that's what makes the hobby great. Options, right? Capital O, options. I mean, it's been a year in the making. A lot of comments have been like, "Why did it take you guys so long?" Well, let me ask you this: how many companies out there even attempted this?
I don't know
Three?
what the holdup was.
Two?
No, there wasn't a ton of companies out there making them. They're all kind of coming now, but like you said, I don't understand what took so long. But listen, it's a housing. I don't know what's going to get people all worked up.
Matt got the clear ones. My mistake.
He did.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
I thought he got black, and Tyler just finished his during the show.
What color did Tyler get?
Tyler, what color did you get? I'm not going to say black. Ordered those two. Size Matters said he ordered. Yeah, Size Matters ordered the whole Treal website, I think.
And you definitely want your black ones. You got plans for them, or you didn't care?
I don't care. When I get them, we'll
flip a coin then.
Yeah.
You asked me what color, and I'm like, look, I really don't care. I'll order order whatever in stock. And
I thought it'd be nice to have one of each. So.
No, that made sense. So I'll throw it on there. I'm excited to get them. I'm definitely excited to get the Treal stuff for the FMS FCX 24.
That's going to be a big, and Tyler got the black ones.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think once you outfit, the FMS guys, like once you outfit that truck with the links and the drive shaft, and you got a solid tank there.
Dude, it's been a long time since I had that much fun with a little micro.
I love. I haven't bought I've been focusing my attention on this thing I haven't bought an RC. It's actually good in a while.
Yeah, good stuff.
But all right, let's do the word. I know you got to run.
All right. So listen, this is week 3. The first week we gave 2 letters a week, 1 letter a week. This week, the 3rd letter is the letter D. D as in dog. So you need to go back now, last week's show, the week before, and figure out the first 2 letters. Boom, boom, and now the letter D. D as in dog. 1 more week, we will get to the 4th letter in our word of the month, and we will give you a prize from Powerhobby. I'm looking around the room right now for it. It is their brand new servo.
Servo, right?
88 MG. I thought I had it laying around here. It's a freaking mess. An 88 MG. It is not the price. It is not the price in the value of this thing. It's literally a $25 prize. It's not the price. It's what you get for your dollar. This thing is a freaking very impressive budget-friendly servo. For $25, what you're getting, it was a smart move on Powerhobby's watch to just put this budget-friendly servo out there. We threw it in the base camp, kind of fit the mold perfectly for that base friendly, basic truck. Doing just fine, waterproof, super strong, fast enough, budget friendly servo. It is yours if you guess the letter. And so what we'll have to do then next week when we get the final letter, first person to type it in the comments, we'll
Yeah,
get it.
I hope somebody gets it. I mean, you know, it's a nice prize. I mean,
Yeah.
Powerhobby was nice enough.
And-
They've been getting our prizes going for us. So, you know,
Yeah.
thanks to Powerhobby.
And then obviously, you know, give us some feedback. I wanted to, well, hopefully next week. So next week we're going to, if you have any questions, write them in the comments below this week, please. Anything in the scale audio world. But if you've got any interest in putting audio into your radio control card, please tune in next Saturday. And it's Saturday, correct? Before I go off on a tangent about this, we are doing Saturday.
As far as I know, we're going back to regular
right.
schedule. Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. I need to make sure we do this right now. Scale Rat started a waffle. Are you a waffle guy, Peter? You're an auction guy, correct? Like,
yeah, he started a raffle.
Yeah, he started a new Facebook group here. Vanquish Waffles. Now I'm not a waffle guy. I don't get the concept. You know, I don't get it, but apparently it's a thing. It's a great way to save money and all that good stuff. But Mega, MEGA, Mega VP, as in Vanquish Products Waffle. I don't know if you can find that right now, Pete, on your computer. Mega VP Waffle. It's on Facebook. I started a new page, Vanquish Waffles. If you could pull that up, Pete, that would be fantastic. So anybody out there listening, go check out the Facebook page, Mega VP Waffle. Apparently, Vanquish products have a chance to win them. I guess raffle, waffle, I don't, like I said, not for me. I don't get it. But Robert, you're the man. We're gonna have Robert on as a guest in the very, very near future. We have so many people that are lined up here. It's like all stacked up with Castle. We got Castle lined up somewhere in this mix. Bring Kate and her crew on here. We got Jeff Johns coming. We're gonna go live. This is where I was going to, Pete. We are going to do a rad show from the Fairway Crawl.
Nice.
Was talking with Size Matters earlier today, and I was like, well, hell yeah, we'll be Saturday night. Pete will be back at home base. He'll be back at you know, in the control room. You can run it, and we'll set up base, you know, either from the cabin or somebody's. I know we tried to do it at Beat the Creek, but with Size Matters there and the right people over at the campsite from the Fairway Crawl, we'll do a rat show from location. Might be modified, a little tweak, but what do you think?
No, I think that would be good. You know, I'm bummed that I'm not going, but yeah, I would love to, you know, have you guys there, show us around, show everybody, you know, the course and people there, booths. I mean, maybe, you know, go live and then we'll go right into the show, or you can just, you know, go live right from the show. Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea.
We'll figure something out. I mean, if I have to come home on Sunday night after the show and we do something on that Sunday, like a little bit more official as a recap, we might be able to do it Sunday. If Saturday would be a disaster on location, but we'll have time to work all that out. It's a busy week this week. We're going to get Carryall back on check. Watch us on Instagram first. Carryall is going to be making their big announcement hopefully tomorrow with information on the first pre-order. People have been waiting patiently for the drop of the V2 backpack and the new single shoulder sling bag. We are this close. It's been a dark couple months, Pete.
Hey, man,
It's
there's
not
a light
been
at the
easy.
tunnel. A Light at the tunnel, man.
People have been asking, where the hell you been? Where you been doing? I'm like, people, I've been in a dark, dark place. It has not been easy, but we are here. I'm excited. I'm ready to get the week started. We're going to do our best.
All right, let's hope for a good week, man.
Awesome. I want a big shout out to Josh again for joining us. This is a pro level. This is a level 10 guy. I'm telling you, for him to take a few minutes out of his day to come and share some wisdom, a little behind the scenes, that's the type of guy he is. And he's giving you full freaking credit, full privileges. Blow him up, shoot him a message. You got a question on a build or how to do this or how to wipe your butt, hit up Josh, he'll tell you.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, great stuff. So Pete, control room is giving me the call it. So I want to tell you, thank you again, Peter, for keeping us on check, on schedule, keeping us professional, making us look good. Once again, Peter, great show. Thank you for everything. Take them out of here.
All right, man. All right, Mike, take care. And thank you, everybody in the chat room, for hanging on. There's a couple people that watch the whole show. We always appreciate, you know, our fans and people that watch and support us throughout the week and also on the show. We look forward to our guests next week. We're going to talk, dive in a little more scale audio. I'm excited for that. And keep the hobby positive and post up your adventures, man. We look forward. You know, I'll post the show up tomorrow. We got an email address that I'll post for the Rad show specifically.
Yes.
You have any comments? I'll put the email address in my post. Send us an email. Send us a note. You have any guests that you'd like to see? Mike and I are open up to comments, feedback. If you want to be on the show to talk about your brand, just shoot us an email. It'll be on the post tomorrow, and we'll see you guys next week. Look for the post of who's going to be on the show, and have a good week, everyone. Take care.